I compressed the keys of $100 million offers so you don't have to read it again because you already forgot the 12th word secret it holds. And I'm gonna remind you of this secret later so you can achieve true unlimited wealth just like Alex did to take on more than
the CEOs of McDonald's, IKEA, Ford, Motorola, and Yahoo combined as a kid in his 20s for over half a decade.
And just like I did when I went from 1 cent to 20K per month in 50 days. Thank you, Alex. But before I break it all down for you, let's quickly rewind back to where this all came from. 10th century, the kingdom of Hormuz ruled the passage of water, a gateway through which flowed the riches of the east and the west, the Strait of Hormuz. The wealth of this kingdom and its rulers was not hidden. Silk from China, precious stones from India, and the luxurious lives of its elites. On top of this kingdom was a ruler, and he had a lot of kids, which had a lot of kids themselves. A few centuries and generations later, wealth changed hands and times evolved. But the DNA stayed, and this lineage gave birth to a man who delivered the key to make offers that allow you to never have a day without sales. If you experience PTSD after spending hours in calls and cold emails exchanges trying to sell your offer to people who don't seem to appreciate your value, or if you're convinced that you're a special snowflake but you keep being compared based on price, then listen, your price is inversely proportional to how hard you want your life to be. Small price, hard life; high price, easy life. Of course, you can always sell low ticket to a lot of clients and focus on volume, but it is always easier to sell to the same clients over and over again. Playing the price game will only lead you so far. It's gonna be a race to the bottom. To get out of this hell, you need a Grand Slam offer. In the realm of commodities, purchases are driven by price. But you want to drive purchases by value with an offer that's incomparable, with an unmatchable value proposition, a premium price, and an unbeatable guarantee with a model that gets you paid to acquire customers. It might scare you, but don't be afraid, because here's the truth. A business does the same work whether it's commoditized or a Grand Slam offer. Same fulfillment. It is just perceived differently as an offer in its own category. So is a Grand Slam offer just a persuasion tactic? No. Here's why it's not. When you increase the price of your offer, you create a virtuous cycle. The higher the price, the higher the emotional investment of your clients, the higher their results, and the higher the revenue you can allocate to their success. On your business side, it increases profit, obviously, the level of service you're able to deliver, and the incentives of your sales team. Because the more expensive your offer, the bigger their commission. Now, before I tell you how to build this life-saving offer, you must know how to find the right market. Because it might be the thing preventing you from succeeding right now. Even as a sales genius with a zero risk rev share model, you will fail if you're in a dying market. And here's why you shouldn't skip this. As an entrepreneur, you don't easily give up. You might blindly pursue what seems like a good opportunity just because you're not a quitter, and you'll end up falling down the rabbit hole of despair. So do yourself a favor and choose wisely using these 4 indicators. The pain is the pitch. Your market must desperately need what you have, and you need to make it clear in their mind that your solutions is what will get them out of their pain. Remember, the point of good persuasion is for the prospect to feel understood. And so the degree of pain you will be able to take advantage of will be proportional to the price you'll be able to charge. Second indicator: purchasing power. Make sure they have the money to afford what you're providing. 3. Easiness to target. You want to target people that you can find easily through communities, groups, email lists, social media, and whatnot. Last indicator: you want a growing market. If you have a hard time finding it, start with the essential, the eternal markets: health, wealth, relationship. People have always had problems in those markets, and it's never gonna change. Now, you don't need to throw your current business away to find this perfect niche. Normal markets are okay, and eventually all markets become normal. Just don't be in a bad one, because a starving crowd is more important than the strength of an offer, which is more important than your persuasion skills. Riches are in the niches. It's really what allows you to charge ridiculous amounts for the same product. Time management has a very different impact for B2B power tools sales reps than for average people. Your goal is to have prices so high that people think this must be different. But to charge so much, you must first learn how to create huge value. How to make people feel like buying $100 bills for $5. You need to have the value equation maxed out. Increase the top part of the equation, so a big outcome with a high perceived likelihood of achievement, and decrease time delay and effort required. To make things easier to understand, here are the questions your clients will ask themselves. What will I make? How will I know it's going to happen? How long will it take? What is expected of me? Now, the twist here is that it's not about promising the whole world to your prospects. It has more to do with perception, because perception is reality. Remember, whether it's a commoditized offer or a grand sum offer, the fulfillment is essentially the same. Here's a quick example with the London tunnel system. The biggest rider satisfaction wasn't achieved with faster trains, which would have cost billions to do. It was from a simple dotted map that showed them when the next train was coming and how long they had to wait. It decreased the rider's perception of time and sacrifice. And that's exactly what we want for our offers. Now, to make it practical, this is something I've used personally and that you can use in your client onboarding system. Wrong expectations are one of the biggest threats to a project's success. Using roadmaps gives clarity, which helps having the right expectations and over-delivering on them. Now, when it comes to creating a grand slam offer, or improving your current offer, here's a 3-step plan. First, identify the dream outcome. And remember, people don't care about your services. They care about the outcome of them. So if you're a creative agency, don't just sell videos or editing. Sell the power to galvanize people into action with great storytelling. Videos are just the medium through which you deliver the dream outcome. Second step, very important, you want to list out all the problems with insane detail. Go full creative, write out all the points of friction. It might help to write them in the sequence that the customer will experience each of these problems. Step 3, list out all the solutions to these problems. Now, your main concern might be, how will I be able to fulfill all the solutions and solve all of these problems by myself with my laptop? Well, even if you're not willing to do the things stated in your solutions list, it's good to know your max so you can over-deliver like crazy, use cash flow to fix your operations, and the third reason that's super underrated that we will use later. Take the time to do these steps because you only need to do them once. Literally one time for a service that may last for years. If you have some trouble getting creative, here's a hack, the delivery cube. What level of personal attention do I want to provide? What level of effort is expected from them? If doing something live, what environment or medium do I want to use? If doing a recording, how do I want them to consume it? How quickly do we want to reply? If my customers paid me 10x my price, what will I provide? And how could I still make them successful for 1/10 of the price? The way I personally like to create grand slam offers is by using my anti-failure system. I think of all the ways my clients can fail. I design the systems that prevent those failures from happening and the way I deliver them. Full video breakdown plus Notion template in the description. Now that you have your offer figured out, you want to filter every solution with the value equation and keep all the solutions that are low cost and high value and high cost and high value. And before pushing your new offer to the market, let's package it like the woman in the red dress. There's a power to influence the supply and demand curve. When we increase the demand, we can sell more units. When we decrease supply, we can sell those units for more money. The perfect scenario would be lots of demand with very low supply, or perceived supply. The power to influence perception is persuasion. This is what allows your services to go from a normal supply and demand curve to a new one. The way to do this is by using some of the levers of persuasion that are especially well documented in the book Influence by Robert Cialdini. The first one, scarcity, has to do with the quantity, and there are a few ways to use it. In the case of a service, you can limit the amount of clients you work with and create a waiting list for new prospects, or use a growth rate cap where you only accept X amount of clients per week, or a cohort cap where you only accept X clients per cohort that only happen a few times a year, for example. But listen, truthfully, the best scarcity is the honest scarcity. You probably can't handle 1,000 clients tomorrow, right? So how many can you handle? Define a number and use that as scarcity. Now, if you feel like you have too many spots left, then you might not be over-delivering yet. Add some one-on-one weekly calls and bump that number up. When it comes to urgency, a second lever of persuasion, it has more to do with time. You want to create deadlines that make sense. Forget about the fake countdowns on dropshipping websites. I'm talking about seasonal events, monthly events, new year, whatever. Give your prospects a reason to act now, because if they don't, then they're just delaying the moment they're gonna solve their pain, and they're gonna miss out on some powerful stuff that most business owners forget to use. Bonuses. A single offer is less valuable than the same offer broken down into its component parts and stacked as bonuses. This is effective because it focuses on enhancing the perceived value rather than reducing the price. We establish the price in relation to the main offer. As we add more valuable bonuses, the gap between the price and the value provided becomes increasingly larger until it's too much and they get the credit card out of their pocket. So how to use this in a one-to-one setting? Propose the main offer initially prior to mentioning any bonuses. If the client agrees, then following their commitment, you reveal the extra bonuses they will receive. This approach generates a sense of excitement and further validates their choice to work with you. If they don't accept the main offer, then ask again by introducing one bonus at a time until they feel almost obligated to buy from you, ethically of course. And how to come up with those bonuses ideas? Well, remember our solutions list for the main offer? Take all the solutions that you didn't trim and use them as bonuses. If you don't have enough ideas, well, go back to the drawing board and find more solutions. You can get more creative, I know it. Now, for each of those bonuses, you need to communicate them properly. And here's what to remember. Talk about how it relates to their issue, how you came up with the bonus, how it will improve their lives using the value equation formula, so faster and easier for less effort and sacrifice. Show a proof that it works. Project the prospect into what it feels after experiencing the bonus. And it's always good if the bonus solves a problem they will encounter after the main offer. For example, if you get too many leads with our service, then we have you covered with our clean CRM that will help you gain clarity on all those leads that you just collected so that you can get the most out of them and not let them get cold. Now, the value of all the bonuses has to surpass that of the main offer. From a psychological standpoint, as more offers are added, the gap between the price and the value widens. This subconsciously suggests that the main offer is highly valuable, because if the bonuses are this impressive, then the core product must be even more valuable, right? Now, if you want to put all of this on steroids, add urgency and scarcity just like we did with the Grand Slam offer. Now, to sum up the bonus part, try to add anything that requires a one-time investment of time or money to develop, but can be offered repeatedly without additional cost. These make ideal choices for bonuses. Next, there's a powerful tactic that experienced marketers spend as much time doing as the main offer, and that is guarantees, or more specifically, reversing risk. There are essentially 4 ways to use them. Unconditional, that looks like your money back, no questions asked. Conditional guarantees, where you decide on a criteria to be eligible for it. For example, I personally use success indicators that, if applied, would make it unreasonable for my clients not to reach the goal. You can use those as your conditional guarantee because it limits the risk of people not succeeding and so asking for a refund. There are anti-guarantees where all sales are final. This works well with info products that once consumed cannot be unconsumed. Last one, implied guarantees, which aren't really guarantees but act like ones. I'm talking about the rev share, performance-based models where your clients get results depending on your work. It's very appealing for people to sign up for these services. You just need to make sure you can track your efforts to prove the results you've been able to provide. And it's one of the best ways to create long-term collaborations. I've actually used it with clients who stayed with me for years. Now, again, the best way to use those is to mix it all up and find your own guarantee, the one that aligns with all the incentives in your favor. Just remember that the end goal is to reverse fear. By the way, the advice from Alex is start selling service-based guarantees or setting up performance partnerships. This will make all sales final and it will commit you to your customers' results and keep you honest. So, you figured out how to make your offer valuable, how to break your services into their component parts, and how to rebundle them into a more valuable whole. You added a guarantee to get more people to buy your offer and actually consume it so they can be more successful. You presented it with scarcity and urgency to get more people to desire it faster. The last step determines how well your advertising converts, how big of a response you will get from outbound emails, cold calls, or DMs, and how many inbound responses you will get from organic traffic. It is the missing piece to make your offer wear the red dress. Naming. It is crucial to choose the right name for your offer so that it appeals to your ideal customer. People judge a book by its cover, and to do that, we're gonna follow the magic formula. Make a magnetic reason why. The name needs to answer the question, why are they making this offer? Or the famous one, what's in it for me? Announce the avatar. Shortly call out who this is for. Give them a specific goal. What's the outcome? Am I losing weight? Am I doubling my income? Interval. Will I achieve my outcome in 10 days? 3 months? Show them how long it will take to achieve the outcome. And lastly, contain a word. To uncommoditize yourself, package it as a unique format. Challenge, blueprint, incubator, whatever. You don't need to use them all, by the way, but if I were to give an example, this video you're watching could be named Free 15-Minute 100 Million Creative Agency Offer Masterclass. So far, that's what we've been able to cover. The importance of not being just another commodity in the market, the reasons of choosing a normal or growing market, and the concept that riches are in the niches, why you should charge a lot of money, techniques for charging premium prices, how to create your grand slam offer, techniques to influence the demand curve with scarcity and urgency, how bonuses will make your offer more sexy, reversing buyer risk with a strong guarantee, and the art of naming your offer to connect deeply with your target audience. Do you still remember the 12-word secret to achieve true unlimited wealth I told you in the beginning? Well, with all the weapons you just got through this journey, you now have everything you need to make an offer so good they would feel stupid saying no. I suggest you read the book because it is a true staple. Thanks for your time.